Hello students, I am Neha Kakar teaching Business Studies in SRN International School, Jagatpura, Jaipur. In today's video, we will be beginning with Chapter 7 of Class 12 Business Studies book, that is Directing. In this video, we will be covering three topics, that is concept of directing, second features or characteristics of directing, third importance of directing. So let's begin our class with understanding the concept of directing. Directing is the fourth function of management. Once plans have been formulated, organization structure has been designed, necessary human resource has been arranged, the next managerial function is to direct the activities of employees. The first three functions, that is planning, organizing and staffing, are just the preparatory functions of management. The real action starts from directing. Directing means telling people what to do and seeing that they do it to the best of their ability. Directing is the process of instructing, guiding, counseling, motivating and leading people in the organization to achieve organizational goals. Supervision, leadership, motivation and communication are the four pillars or elements of directing. These four pillars are considered an integral part of directing. Managers are required to include these four elements to achieve organizational goals effectively. After understanding the concept of directing, let's understand the features or characteristics of directing. So let's begin with understanding the features and characteristics of directing. There are four features of directing. First, directing initiates action. Second, directing flows from top to bottom. Third, directing takes place at every level of management. And fourth, directing is a continuous process. Generally, students find it difficult to learn the headings of various topics. So, I have framed some codes for easy and effective learning. The code for features or characteristics of directing is ITC. You all must have heard the name of ITC company, which stands for Imperial Tobacco Company. So, our code for features of directing is ITC, where I stands for initiates action, T stands for top to bottom, again T stands for takes place at every level of management, and C stands for continuous process. So let's begin with understanding each feature of directing in detail. First, directing initiates action. First, directing is an action-oriented function of management, and it is also known as the executive function of management. The first three functions, that is planning, organizing, staffing, are just the preparatory functions of management. The real action starts from directing. The second characteristic is that directing flows from top to bottom. Directing starts from top level and flows to the lower level of management. Directions are given by manager to their subordinates. The flow of direction is downwards, that is from superior to subordinate. Third characteristic of directing is that directing takes place at every level of management. This means that directing is a pervasive function as it is performed by all the managers and at all levels of management. Wherever there is superior subordinate relationship, directing comes into existence, as directing means giving instructions by superior to subordinate. The fourth characteristic of directing is that directing is a continuous process. As we all know that directing is a continuous process. A manager cannot rest after giving instructions. He has to continuously guide, supervise and motivate his or her subordinates continuously. By giving directions, the managers get the work done in the organization. So I hope you all must have understood the characteristics or features of directing. Now let's begin with the importance of directing, or we can say that why directing is required in an organization. The code for importance of directing is GI-XII. You all must have heard about GIF images. I'm sure you all must have heard. GIF stands for Graphic Interchange Format. So our code for importance of directing is GI-XII, where G stands for guide employees, I stands for initiates action, again I stands for integrate employees effort, F stands for facilitates introduction of needed change, S stands for stability and balance in the organization. So students, let's start with understanding each point of importance in detail. First, guide employees. Directing guides employees to fully realize their potential and capabilities. Directing does not mean giving orders only, but through directions and instructions, the superior try to motivate the employees to perform their best of their ability. Second importance is that directing helps to initiate action. Directing sets the organization into motion. The employees in the organization starts working only when they get directions or instructions from the superiors. If a superior guides its subordinates and clarifies his doubts, then it will help the subordinates to achieve the target given to them. The third importance of directing is that directing integrates employees' efforts. We all know that for the purpose of achieving organizational goals, the efforts of individual working in the organization is required. Through direction only, the efforts of every individual working in different departments can be integrated with others. Managers' persuasive leadership and effective communication is a key for integrating employees' effort so that it contributes towards organizational goals. Fourth importance of directing is that directing facilitates introduction of changes in the organization. As we all know that an organization operates in a changing environment and employees generally resist change. Effective directing through the elements of directing, that is supervision, motivation, leadership and communication, can help reduce such a resistance. Let's take an example, students. Suppose a company is planning to computerize its working. So generally, the employees will resist and will hesitate to accept the change as they are not aware of the technology. But when employees are properly guided, motivated through directing function, that through change they will be updated and they will learn some new technology, then employees will happily accept the changes. So through proper guidance and motivation, changes can be introduced in the organization. The fifth point in importance of directing is that directing helps in bringing stability and balance in the organization. Effective directing through motivation and communication promotes cooperation and commitment among people and helps to bring stability and balance in the organization. So students, in this video, we have covered 3 topics, that is concept of directing, characteristics of directing and importance of directing. In next video, we will start with understanding the elements of directing. Till then, bye students.